up, you guys? After Reacts here, and today I'm going to be reacting to some more Ally McBeal. This is season 1, episode 12. So we're going to be watching a couple episodes today, so I'm excited. Let's get into it.
I love sculpting. It's healthy to end your day doing something artistic.
I agree. Can you turn around a bit? I can't see your meat whistle.
Renee, you're not supposed to talk to him.
Well, you're not talking much.
I'm lost in my art.
Yeah. Friday, you want to go skiing?
I can. I'm in
Oh,
charge.
poor guys.
Son of a big
Oh.
client.
Okay, Jeff, you can take a break. Glenn?
His arms like
Wait,
really
I haven't
long.
circumcised him yet.
Cute.
Speaking of cute,
Renee, you're not supposed to look at him either.
we're not supposed to look at him?
Not like that.
Everything okay over here?
Fine.
You?
I might need a touch more clay.
Getting there.
We got home at 9 o'clock. Went to bed about 11. Got up an hour ago. That's about 3 hours total, and all we've done is talk about it.
Well, given how big it was.
You are lying.
I'm not.
And you're sure it was real?
Well, I didn't get up there and biopsy it, Georgia, but I have seen almost enough to know.
I've always wanted to sculpt.
Oh, wait, what is it about boxing? I mean, do you really like it?
No, I just pretend.
Do you like boxing?
No.
Do you?
Love it.
Case closed.
That disparaged me. Billy, I've been thinking of taking up sculpting.
Oh, I apologize. I dropped my paper mate.
Ah.
I was wondering whether you would like to, have dinner this weekend
Sure.
with me.
Yeah, I assumed that part. I'd love to. How about Friday?
Friday is fight night. Would Saturday work?
Fight night? Really like boxing.
Yes?
200-pound men trying to pulverize each other. This entertains you.
John, excellent. I'd like you to assist Ally on the Clint Gill assault case. The father's angry, I'm concerned. The boy just hit somebody, flat out. Anything come to mind?
Bygones?
That's what you're wearing to sculpting class.
It's jeans and an old sweater. Want me to get clay on my suit?
I know why you have this sudden interest in sculpting naked men.
That is not true.
It's one naked man with a trunk like Dumbo's.
Excuse me? I know what this is about. This model has a big...
Nose.
I don't want you going to this class.
She can't go.
I can go.
Georgia,
Billy, it's a class.
this model has a big penis. That's why you take sculpting.
I signed up before I saw it. Thank you.
I mean, he's got opinions.
Allie,
The fuck?
you okay?
I mean, Billy has a point. He has a, like...
You know, I'm gonna just say this and pretend I didn't. I am married and off the market. But if I were single, under the heading of life is short.
Shorter than that.
I would just ask him out.
You ever notice how married off the market people are the bravest?
I'm serious. Life is supposed to be the sum total of different experiences, right?
Is she going crazy?
Damn it, I cannot do this guy according to scale. Gravity keeps screwing it up.
I gotta go.
Already?
Yeah, I have trial tomorrow.
Wait a minute, I thought you were gonna plead out.
Change of strategy. Trial.
I can't stop this feeling
The hell?
deep inside of me. Girl, you
That is
just
like
don't realize
nightmare inducing.
what you do to me. Hold me in your arms so tight. You let me know everything's alright.
So we're going with the straight not guilty.
Yep. I mean, there are risks, but we understand them, right?
Right. Let's do it.
Let's do it. He's 19. What's wrong with me?
Did you challenge
horny?
the defendant in any way? Brett?
No, sir.
Did you have any dialogue with him at all?
Not really. He told me to leave. I said this was between me and her.
And let's be honest, you were upset with Lisa Ryan, weren't you?
Yes. We had just broken up, and 2 days later, she's kissing him at a party. We had words. He told me to back off. I continued to have words with Lisa, and then suddenly, boom, he hit me.
You called her a slut?
I was upset.
And didn't Clinton Gill repeatedly ask you to step back?
He said back off.
If you were on a date, and a man came up to your escort and verbalized her, calling her a liar, calling her a slut, what would you do?
I'd ask him to stop.
But suppose he didn't stop. Suppose he just kept on verbalizing her.
I'd walk away.
Oh, so you'd leave the party.
Probably.
And so the bully would win out then.
I wasn't a bully that night.
Would it surprise you to know, Mr. Stokes, that a woman, if called a slut, would appreciate a little chivalry from her escort?
Objection. Overruled.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I find myself troubled. I'd like to take a moment.
Just doing the cage.
You're in the class.
Oh, tongue burn. Hello.
You guys are lawyers.
How did you know?
Oh, I could hear you talking.
I'm sorry, I burned it again.
Oh, let me see it.
How do I get myself into these things?
Yeah, it looks a little scalded. I could take you for a cold gimlet later. That would cool it down. I mean, if you feel like it.
I mean, she wouldn't be able to taste it because that's what happens when you burn your tongue.
On the rocks.
You're going out with him?
Last night you were for it.
No, I'm still for it. I just don't get hurt.
What's going on?
Nothing. Ally has a date with Long John Silver.
Elaine.
Look at you all.
What about Cage?
Does size really matter?
No.
No. No.
So bigger is better.
No.
No.
Of course not.
I mean,
Bunch of
smaller
squeakers.
isn't fun. I assume. I don't know.
I'm not philosophically opposed to you taking a moment, but I don't want to be the object of ridicule.
John, it was flattery. I've seen how it works for you, so that's why I tried it.
There's a rumor flying around that you're going out on some date. A man of prowess. It's not my business. But since you and I are having dinner together, which could be construed as I find the practicing of dating necessitates a certain measure of dishonesty.
You do?
Yes. And as two people converse, they often talk about their week.
You don't want her to talk about it on a day?
You would obviously choose not to tell me about other men you were seeing, as I would omit mention of other women on my end. It's possible these omissions could be considered non-assertive lies, and I wouldn't want that. We shouldn't hide the fact that we date other people.
Fine.
But, of course, should you have relations with other men, I would not care to be briefed.
I understand. Ditto.
Do you ever wonder whether you're really good in bed or not?
No, I know I'm good.
How?
Because I'm always satisfied. Good for me.
That's not. Should be good for
You're
both
not
of
having
you.
a breakdown.
Then why do I see it?
The baby?
And this fantasy with my client. He's 19.
Does he dance too?
No, that's just a fantasy. But the baby thing is more like a hallucination. Should I get help?
No, this is just a tick, tick, tick. Biological clock, it makes sense. You're fantasizing over a kid who's in his sexual prime. You're dating John Cage, who is husband material all the while, sculpting a giant.
And what is that about? Isn't it a little disgusting that I could be curious about a guy because he...
Ally, do you know how many men have been interested in me only because of my big, lofty goals?
It's not the same.
Why isn't it the same?
We're women. We have double standards to live up to.
I mean, he was totally out of line.
And you did what?
I popped him.
Do you think there were other options available to you, Mr. Gill?
I didn't think about it much.
And where were his hands when you swung at him, Mr. Gill?
I guess they were by his side.
By his side. He never even saw it coming.
I don't know if he saw it coming. He certainly had it coming.
I mean, it's construed as toxic masculinity these days to, you know, defend a woman's honor like that.
Friday night, there's a big
Like,
concert.
to be honest, I wouldn't mind.
Do I satisfy you in bed?
What was that last one?
Do I?
You decided to ask this at work?
Where did that come from? Giggling over that model. It's bothering you.
No, why would... Well...
Yes.
Billy, I am a very satisfied woman.
Don't you wish that I was...
No.
Could you state your name and occupation for the record, doctor?
My name is Dr. John Emberg. I'm a clinical psychologist. I also teach anthropology and human behavior
I like
at Suffolk
John.
University.
Counsel?
I have no questions, Your Honor.
You have no questions? You brought him in as a witness and you have no questions?
I apologize.
He's so bizarre.
What the hell was that? I know what I'm doing. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
I do.
John,
Ally,
do you know what you're doing?
I do.
I would have gone to bed with him.
Excuse me?
I would have.
These are certainly horny times.
It has nothing to do with the size of his shoe.
Just what?
I don't know. He's cute. He snowboards. He's leaving the country on Sunday.
Two ships that collide in the night.
I probably would have resorted to my pretty little self, but I might not have.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sweetie. Don't apologize. In fact, I'm surprised that hasn't happened before. Doesn't that kind of thing happen with men?
Not to me. It's stupid.
But you are a man, so.
The idea of you being insecure with me instead of me being insecure with you feels good.
I get it.
Stupid.
It's nice to feel like someone cares about you enough to be scared of losing you. This is a weird
Nothing's
episode.
sticking in me. I don't tick. You hear me? All right, I know you're in here. Where are you?
This is a really weird episode.
Get out here. Hi.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm trying to catch that damn baby. He keeps running around my room.
But it's not real.
It doesn't matter. If I can catch him in my imagination and I can throttle him, then I can make him go away in my imagination. And since that's where he lives, that will solve the problem, won't it?
This is about your guilt. About wanting to do what you want to do with that model.
Oh, it is not.
It is.
Renee, would you stop barging into my room claiming to know me?
Well, I do know you, and this is your inhibition, raising its ugly head, keeping me awake. Go with Glenn. Go with life. And go to sleep.
You're being a bit harsh.
Dwayne Stokes' hands were at his side when Clinton Gill swung, breaking Dwayne Stokes' cheekbone, crushing the side of his face. This isn't a
I
society
mean,
that
his
condones
face
violence.
seems fine now, so.
Or is it?
Remember, I was about to put a psychologist / anthropologist on the stand? My intent was to introduce evidence as to the essence of human behavior. I tell you, as I looked at this doctor on the stand, I suddenly thought, does this jury really need some specialist to educate them as to human nature? Because that's what happened at this party, ladies and gentlemen. Man, any man, is part warrior. Now, certainly we've evolved. We've suits and ties, cell phones. But there are certain primal qualities that will always be there. 3 years ago, I was at a bar on Causeway Street. It was after a Celtics game. A man bumped my shoulder, heading for the men's room. He was at fault. And he repeated, idiot. And then he said, got a problem.
How dare you
said,
say
yes.
such rude things
I do
to
have a problem. He
my
said, well,
John
maybe you
Cage?
just need some space. And he pushed me. Well, right there and right then, he became the boy at that movie theater, and I pushed him back. Well, then he started to come forward, and I knew. This was about to be a fight. My first fight. I raised my right hand, and as this man got close, as he came to hit me, I threw my punch, and I hit him right on the jaw, and he went down.
This
He
doesn't
didn't
seem
get
like
up.
John Cage, to be honest, but sure.
He just lay there. He was just holding his jaw. Well, I've had my successes as a lawyer. I've given money to charities. I've performed public services that have brought me enormous gratification as a human being. But as a man, medieval as this may sound, as a man, the most satisfying moment of my life was that punch. Now, I'm not here before you to condone violence or physical assaults, but when a man is with a date and another man attacks her with vulgarity, what is he really to do? Go back to that room and admit a truth to yourselves. You're glad he threw that punch.
See? That's what he's doing.
How'd it go?
The jury's still out, but his closing speech was his best ever. He was fabulous.
Fabulous.
That was the clerk's office. They already have a verdict.
Now?
Let's go.
Well, I'm sure this is a good sign. I mean, it has to be.
What is it you see?
Excuse me?
You're seeing something.
A baby. It dances. I don't know
It's
what it
fucking
means.
nightmare-inducing.
I guess I'm gonna have to whip out my Freud book.
I had a therapist who told me to just confront them.
Dancing babies?
Oh, hallucinations, dreams. I used to have a hallucination where my dead aunt kept wanting to have tea with me. It went on for 2 years before I finally stopped her.
How'd you stop her?
I had tea with her.
We find the defendant, Clinton Gill, not guilty.
If I were that girl, and I were at a party and some guy came up to me and he started saying those things, I would want my date to rip his head off.
You would?
No, I wouldn't ask him to, and I probably wouldn't get mad if he did fight, but if he just walked away, as dignified as that may be, I would probably be a little disappointed.
Same.
And here we are, the bout that will unify.
Gotta get him early. Gotta come out.
What can I say?
Long fight, long fight. All right, somebody kill somebody.
Why are you doing that? Why? Why? Why are you shaking your hair? Why? There are other things that you should be doing. This is a weird way to end the episode.
All right, come on out. John Cage can drink tea with his dead aunt, I can certainly dance with you. Get your little cherubic ass out here.
I can't stop this feeling.
All right, Mr. Huggy, you want to dance? Let's go.
I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Your lips are sweet as candy, yeah. The taste is on my mind.
Honestly, this song just reminds me of Guardians of the Galaxy. Alrighty, well that was a really weird episode of Ally McBeal with a weird baby situation. I don't know, man. We didn't really get like a what did it mean? like a conclusion to it. That was weird. Also, so is she going to go on that date with John Cage? Like, what's going on? You know, this episode was about, like, having a big one. I don't know about you, but for me, I think there's such a thing as too big, and there's such a thing as too small. As long as you're in the middle, you're fine, I think. And I think that's for most. But I don't know, I could be wrong. I've never really understood the appeal for bigger is better. I don't know. And then we've got like the trial, which to be fair, I don't think he was all that wrong. He was just defending a girl's honor, which now, like I said, nowadays people consider toxic masculinity, and that's fine. I think it all just kind of depends on the person that you're with. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.